What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over some new Superman and Lois Season 3 information that's actually pretty interesting. So yeah, let's just start it off with the official release date for Season 3, or I guess the premiere date. That is going to be Tuesday, March 14th. So a little after, a little more than a month after The Flash airs on February 8th. So, you know, the seasons are still going to be going on at the same time, which is going to be great once again. Now, in addition to a release date, we also have a synopsis for the season. It is a bit of a lengthy synopsis. It's pretty long. So, yeah, with that said, let's just get right into it. So it reads, Season 3 of Superman and Lois opens weeks after Superman's blowout defeat of Allie Alston. Clark and Lois are now working at the Smallville Gazette together and enjoying a small-town life, but the Kent's romantic bliss only shines a light on how isolating the secret can be. As Chrissy struggles to balance a new love interest and her friendship with Lois, however, Lois's own work-life balance is put to the test when an undercover assignment reveals a deadly foe that promises to change the Kent family forever. Superman would move heaven and earth for his family, but with a villain this merciless, even that might not be enough. Meanwhile, the Kent boys find themselves being pulled in opposite directions as Jordan discovers what a superhero identity really means, and Jonathan searches for purpose beyond the football field. Amid all this upheaval, John Henry is haunted by his doppelganger's past, leading to dangerous consequences for him and Natalie. Lana Lang and Kyle redefine their family post-separation, while Sarah explores what the future holds for her and Jordan now that she knows the truth about his powers. Having learned the hard way that no one else can be trusted to work with Superman, General Samuel Lane reclaims his post at the Department of Defense, only to face his own conflict in working with his grandson Jordan. Now, yes, guys, that is a super long synopsis, but yeah, let's just start breaking it down piece by piece. So the first thing I want to go over is Clark and Lois now working at the Smallville Gazette together. I think that's all right. I mean, obviously, in the comics, they both work at the Daily Planet, but in this, you know, on this Earth and in this timeline, that was all a part of their past. You know, they both used to work at the Daily Planet, now they work at the Smallville Gazette. I'm all right with that, even if it's not, you know, totally comic book accurate. I like when shows, you know, can kind of change some things up and it works. Now, something I'm not exactly excited for, and that's the next thing that the synopsis talks about, is Chrissy struggling to balance a new love interest and her friendship with Lois. I'm going to be honest, I mean, Chrissy, the character Chrissy on Superman and Lois, just, you know, I get why she's there, you know, they don't want it to just be Lois and Clark at the Smallville Gazette. They want somebody else to be there as well. I understand that, but it's really difficult to care about her as a character. Like, I don't care about the character Chrissy. I don't really know why they're emphasizing a storyline for her in Season 3. Just like The Flash with like Allegra and Cecile. I don't know why they're emphasizing storylines with those side characters. I'm just not particularly a fan of how they might go about that in Season 3. And it also just occurred to me that this Chrissy love interest could end up being Kyle. I mean, it's just I get what they're trying to do, but like as I said, it's just really tough to care about that storyline and that relationship on the show. Now, the synopsis also says that Lois is the one who uncovers a deadly new foe. Now, this is likely going to be Bruno Mannheim, who is teased at the end of Season 2, I believe, by John Diggle. So it's going to be really interesting to see what, you know, is going to happen with Bruno Mannheim and, you know, everything like that. Now, they actually already casted the person to play Bruno Mannheim, and it's actually, if you guys would remember, it's the same actor they used back in Arrow Season 5 to play Tobias Church, who I consider to be basically the secondary main villain of Arrow Season 5, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously, they're allowed to do this because Superman and Lois is on a different Earth than Arrow. That's what we know now, and I'm really excited for this because this actor is a very, very good actor, and I'm excited to see how he plays Bruno Mannheim. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bruno Mannheim in the comics is a crime boss who leads the organization Intergang. Now, with that being said, he's clearly not as powerful as characters like, or, you know, main villains of the past in the show, like, you know, Parasite or Tal-Rho. So I'm interested to see how they're going to do this because obviously Superman is, you know, extremely powerful, so maybe this is going to be like a Lex Luthor situation. By the way, we'll talk about more Lex Luthor in you know, later in this video, but maybe this, you know, maybe Bruno Mannheim is going to be more of a Lex Luthor type of character where he's just you know, he just knows what he's doing, he's not going to show what he's doing type of guy. I don't know, we're just gonna have to see what, you know, what happens. He's obviously going to be controlling Intergang, so that's going to be really interesting to see on the show. Now, the next thing we got to go over is with Jordan and Jonathan Kent. Now, we did get some promo photos that show Jordan and Jonathan Kent's new actor. Now, we can't really see Jonathan Kent's, new actor's face, but I did manage to find this, which shows his, what he's going to look like on the show. This is a video of him and some other cast members on set. So yeah, I think he does look like, he looks the part, definitely. I think he definitely looks like the old Jonathan Kent actor. But I'm really interested to see, what they're going to be doing, if they're going to, reference his new face or, in any way. But yeah, it says that in the synopsis that, the Kent boys find themselves being pulled in opposite directions. Jordan discovers what a superhero identity really means, while Jonathan searches for purpose beyond the football field. So basically just, a lot of what they were doing in season 2 after all that stuff happened. Now, the next thing we got to go over is John Henry being haunted by his doppelganger's past. Now, that's going to be pretty interesting as well because, after season 1, I couldn't really see a huge role for John Henry in the show, even though I really like his role, even though in season 1 as a villain, I thought he was so good. I thought he was absolutely amazing as a villain when he was a villain in season 1. So if there's like another doppelganger version of him that's a villain and that actually appears on the show as the Stranger once again, I think that would be so cool. I'm not going to lie. Now, guys, there's also a lot of stuff about a new storyline in the synopsis for Kyle and Lana, and I'm going to be honest, I don't really care about those two characters in this show or, for season 3. I'm not really going to care about that at all. It's just like, it feels like Lana and Kyle in the show are like a completely separate TV show from like the rest of Superman and Lois. It just, it's like, I just kind of want to skip forward every time I see one of those scenes and just go to like the action-packed Superman scenes with Lois and all that stuff. And I just would rather not see the Lana and Kyle scenes. Now, the last bit of the synopsis does have me just a little bit excited, and that is of Sam Lane coming out of retirement. Now, it's not just the fact that, he's going back to what he's supposed to do in the comics, be the general, but it's also the fact that, they found a role for a character who last season didn't really have a single role, and that's just because he retired. Same with Joe West in The Flash season 8. He didn't have a single role because he retired in season 7. So now the only thing that they can do, like Sam Lane and Joe West, is like motivate characters. That's like all they're used to do in like season 2 and season 3 of season 2 of Superman and Lois and season 8 of The Flash. So I think it's great that they finally have Sam Lane coming out of retirement to be the general once again, and hopefully on The Flash they can do that with Joe West, even though he's not going to appear in very many episodes. Now, I'm also really interested to see how much John Diggle's going to be involved with in the season. Obviously, he teased the Bruno Mannheim villain for season 3, so you'd have to think that he'd be involved in that somehow for Superman and Lois season 3. So I'm actually really interested to see what happens with that, because obviously this is not Earth Prime's John Diggle. This is Earth Superman and Lois's John Diggle. So it's going to be interesting to see how similar those two characters are. Now, guys, the last thing we're going to go over is Lex Luthor, and I believe he has actually been confirmed to be in Superman and Lois Season 3. The thing is that he is going to be recasted. That's at least what the word is. Now, apparently he's supposed to have like a significant guest star role in Season 3, and possibly, they said, a regular in Season 4, if obviously they don't get canceled after Season 3 due to all the CW stuff going on. Is this good news? I think it's good news, right? Obviously, Lex Luthor is the biggest Superman villain, so it's like a crime to not have him on a Superman show or movie. So yeah, I think this is going to be good. However, John Cryer's Lex Luthor, I think, is fantastic. I loved his role in Crisis on Infinite Earths. A lot of people didn't. Well, it's not that a lot of people didn't like his role in Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's just a lot of people didn't like what he did after that, on Supergirl, rather. Season 5 and Season 6, he wasn't that good. But Supergirl Season 4 all the way up to Crisis on Infinite Earths, I thought he was a fantastic Lex Luthor. And if he returned in Superman and Lois Season 3, I think that would be fantastic. But it's looking like they're going to be recasting. And obviously, they're able to recast Lex Luthor because this is on a different Earth. That actually kind of saved them doing that, having Superman and Lois be on a different Earth instead of on the same Earth where they would have had to use the same characters. So I think that even though it's not going to be John Cryer's Lex Luthor, I think it's still going to work out pretty well. By the way, guys, I got all that Lex Luthor information from an article linked down below. You guys can go ahead and read the whole thing if you really want to. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on all this new Superman and Lois Season 3 stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.